everyone, what is up, and welcome back to another $5 dinners recipe video. I'm super excited for today's video because I'm actually showcasing a couple of meals that are $5 from Whole Foods. Now my total spent at Whole Foods was $10.57. If you are an Amazon Prime member, I'm probably the only person in the world who is not. But if you're an Amazon Prime member, you do save an additional percent. I'm actually not even sure if it's 5 or 10%. I am sure one of you in the comments will let me know. I am not a big Whole Foods shopper. When I think Whole Foods, I think expensive, organic, and exclusive products. But I have to say, Whole Foods kind of blew my mind. I won't become a regular shopper there because I do have a couple of other favorite stores in the area, but I thought just to break the stigmatism that maybe Whole Foods is expensive or could be out of reach for many of you, I decided to go in with a $10 budget and see what I could buy for 2 dinners. Nothing is special or exclusive about these products. When I share these types of budget videos, I try to share items that you can pick up no matter where you live in the world. So these are just regular items that happen to come from Whole Foods. I like to share constant pantry staples over and over and over in different recipe ideas. I think it helps me when I shop different stores or different amounts of budgets to become very creative. So without further ado, let's jump into the first recipe, which actually is fall inspired. I know it's only the middle of August, but once the middle of August hits for me, I feel like fall is on the horizon. It doesn't kind of touch us until the beginning of November here in the desert, but it's a fall inspired dish and I think your family is really going to enjoy it. Actually, before I jump into the recipes, I want to share with you what I purchased today. I did not specifically buy organic. Personal preference, if you shop organic, that is great. For me, it is not a must. If things are on sale, I will purchase them price-wise, but I am, just personally not an organic shopper. That is up to each their own. Don't leave me a mean comment below. I've gotten them before about organic. That doesn't matter to me. When I think food scarcity and I think budget, I think feeding your belly and not really caring about, the organic side of things, because across the world there are people that are just needing food, and that's what I want to showcase here on my channel. I don't want them to think it's unobtainable because they see an organic product and think, man, I cannot afford that when I go to the store, therefore I can't make this dish. So there are a couple organic products here, but literally that's the only option I had when I went to Whole Foods. They didn't have a non-organic option on a few of them, and the first thing was actually spinach. So this is an organic triple wash spinach, and I will share with you the ounces and the prices. It's 5 ounces and it was $1.99. Now at my local Winco, I can usually pick up a bag about 8 times as big as this for $3, but I didn't think the price overall was that bad. We do like spinach. I tend to use a lot more frozen than fresh just because it lasts longer and I can get more bang for my buck with frozen spinach, but I feel like this was a good option and it'll work for today's $5 dinner. The only other organic item I got was these organic spicy black beans. Funny enough, in the 365 brand, which is the Whole Foods brand, they didn't have any regular black beans, and I really wanted to add some beans to this recipe. You will see why. I do have 2 recipes, but this one did intrigue me because it's a spicy, mild black bean, which would be really good. You could make this from home. They also had cheaper canned beans than they did dry beans, which tends to be my go-to. When it comes to like overall budgeting all together, I like to do dry beans, but canned beans are really good in a pinch, and a lot of times they're really inexpensive. This was a $1.19 at my Whole Foods. I know prices are different everywhere. I'm just sharing with you my prices, but a lot of times beans at my local Winco or even Target are like 59 or 62 cents a can. So this is kind of a splurge, but I'm wondering how this is actually going to taste now that I think about it once I rinse them, because wouldn't all the spice be in like the sauce? I don't know. I usually rinse my canned beans depending on the recipe. You don't have to rinse them. Again, that's a personal preference, but maybe I won't rinse these. We'll see. They're going to be rinsed for the recipe, but maybe we'll throw that out the window. A tiny little can of tomato sauce. Funny enough, this can was the same price as what I pay at Winco Foods for a can of tomato sauce. So way to go, Whole Foods. I got a 16-ounce bag of penne pasta, and this was only 99 cents, which is a great price for pasta. Typically at Walmart, a 16-ounce box of pasta is about 99 cents. And I did notice that they had gluten-free pasta for really inexpensive if you do need to go gluten-free. A lot of times those are very expensive at my local Walmarts and Winco Foods and even Targets. Plus they had an organic pasta if that matters to you, and it was like $1.29. So really relatively not that difference in in overall price. But again, I always go with the most cost effective to make this the most realistic and the most obtainable. A new to me product that I've never used before is this yellow polenta. I thought this looked really delicious, plus it was already pre-made. It was $1.59. I also got this single container of Kite Hill plain unsweetened almond milk Greek yogurt, and I wanted to try making my own dressing, and I feel like this is the easiest way to kind of cheat on dressing because this was only $1.25, which is a good price for a yogurt, and it does pack a punch when it comes to protein. So instead of purchasing a separate dressing that might cost me $2 to $6 at my store, I thought I would make my own because I am using my own seasonings in both of these dinners. And the last item was probably the most expensive. It was this tiny little stalk of broccoli. I don't know why it was so expensive at Whole Foods. I do feel like their produce is very well sourced. It's very good looking produce, but it's also really expensive compared to where I normally shop. But this little head of broccoli I got because my husband loves broccoli, and I thought it would be a really great additive to the pasta dish I'm making. So without talking about the items anymore, that is my whole list. Let's jump into the first recipe. Here is a quick glimpse of my grocery haul, and I realized I forgot to share with you I got pumpkin puree. Oh, I totally forgot to share that with you in the grocery haul, but here is everything I purchased. You can substitute for anything else that you have on hand, but for the first meal, I'm going to do a roasted broccoli with penne pasta, and I'm going to do a pumpkin tomato sauce. We actually do a pumpkin tomato sauce all the time for our pasta with onion powder, garlic salt, and Italian seasoning in the fall. It's so good. It just makes the pasta super creamy, and it just amps up the flavor so much, and it has like a nice little fall spin on it. So make sure you give that a try. I also think some of my friends in the UK say that canned pumpkin is like a specialty item. It's something that's hard for them to find. You could absolutely substitute for it like a roasted sweet potato. That would be really good. It would have the same flavor profile, but it just adds so much depth to pasta. We also do a pasta ravioli, so I'll be sharing that recipe later this fall. Something super good. You could also do like a pumpkin stuffed shells. Oh, so good. But I add the seasonings and then put it quickly on my burner on low, and then I just let that sit for a few minutes to heat up while my pasta is cooking. I go ahead and roast my broccoli in my air fryer, which I will link my air fryer down below. It's a Tier air fryer, and I just love it. And this was actually a dinner I made ahead that we had for lunch the next day. Something I love about pasta is I feel like when it sits for a little bit, it warms up really well. It's great as leftovers or even as a meal. Like right away, we absolutely love pasta. If you haven't figured that out by now, we have it 3 or 4 times a week, and this was just a really good spin on it. And this meal cost me right around $5. For the second recipe, I wanted to do a salad. I don't make a lot of salads in my budget meals because sometimes I think like salad's kind of generic, it's not very filling, but seeing the black beans and the yellow polenta and even this Greek style almond yogurt, I thought, you know what, I could make a really hefty, high calorie, really good density kind of salad that would be really filling for $5, plus have a lot of nutrients with the spinach. So I went ahead and made my own salad dressing. I will type out what I did in the description box below. I did add chili powder to kind of give it a little spice since the black beans had a little bit of spice to them, and I ended up not draining them. For an acid, I did go ahead and use lemon juice. You could use a vinegar if you want, or even a mustard. This dressing was really good. I actually tasted it and then let you know that, hey, you need to make this. And then for the polenta, I went ahead and roasted that in the air fryer, and I didn't even drain my beans. This was a quick 7-minute meal. I've never had polenta before, I don't think, but roasted, I thought it would be really good, almost like a crouton, and it was delicious. I highly recommend. Plus, this is a shortcut. I don't have to make it, and then refrigerate it, and then, you know, come back to it the next day. I have it already made, ready to go in a little log. I could just slice it up and either put it in your oven or your air fryer. If you don't have an air fryer, just use the oven. Like I said, it was like a great little additive, a great sweet corn kind of taste. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. It was slightly crunchy, still soft in the inside, and I would really recommend this on a salad. It was delicious. Okay, really quick, this dressing is fantastic. If you're someone who misses creamy dressing, then you should try a yogurt one out. I will put the recipe typed in the description box for this one. I just created it on a whim, knowing I had some acidic, so either an apple cider vinegar or a lemon juice at home. You could even do like a white distilled vinegar if you want to, or a balsamic, but you need something acidic in there, and then whatever spices you want. My husband's going to love this. He's a big ranch dressing fan. I am not. I like vinaigrettes. He likes creamy dressings, but this one is really good, and I kind of wish I would have put this with the pasta, because like a creamy pasta with like mushrooms and spinach, and oh, that would have been so good. So there's another idea for you. Watching today's video. I hope you really enjoyed it. I hope you got some new meal ideas. If you are inspired or make any of the dishes I shared here today, make sure to take me over on Instagram at Miranda Running on Plants and let me know what you think. I love sharing your tags over on my Instagram stories. It makes me so happy when you take the time to tag me or let me know that you tried one of my recipes, and I look forward to them every single day. So have an awesome day, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye.